This is the Anthony Rogers Show, the best show in the universe. Listen to every episode of this show or you're a cuck.
This episode is sponsored by Grangrito Hot Sauce. Go to shakethatsauceup.com, pick a good flavor sauce, and get some hot sauce while you listen to this episode.
Don't kill my vibe just because you never tried.
Today's guest is Cisco Adler. Cisco Adler is a Grammy-nominated producer. You may have heard his music in Swayze or White Star or some of his soul music. He has produced a lot of great artists, and that's why he was nominated for a fucking Grammy. Enjoy the episode. Welcome back to the greatest show in the universe. Today we have legendary Grammy-nominated producer, musician Cisco Adler. How you doing, man?
Doing awesome. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. You've done a lot of shit, but like it doesn't make sense that you're not the biggest rock star of all time. Like it doesn't, like your music doesn't make sense to me.
Well, thank you for that. I wear many hats, so maybe I couldn't be the biggest at any one of them.
That makes sense. But like when I listen to your music, it's like crazy. I mean, you have a following, so it's not that you're not doing like it, I feel like you should be one of the biggest artists of all time when I listen to your music. Like I legit mean that.
I mean, maybe the way like the world works, maybe I am to some people.
Fair, yeah.
Like the world has become a lot more compartmentalized, and like you don't need everyone. You just need your people.
No, that's a good point. It's all, the world's our perception of it. Yeah, that makes sense to some people. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, when I walk in somewhere and I'm like, I look like me, and they're like, "Are you a musician? Are you famous?" or some dumb question like that. I'm like, depends who you ask.
No, that's honest. Yeah. There's like a Bukowski quote said something like, it was like 10% of people love you no matter whatever you do, 10% of people hate you no matter what you do, and like 80% won't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, I'm definitely working on that ratio.
Yeah. That's funny. For the listeners or watchers or however you're viewing this podcast, Cisco worked on a lot of cool stuff. Like White Star was a good band. Swayze was pretty good. He did some solo stuff too. Look him up after this episode, of course, not right now as you're watching something, but look him up. But no, great music, man. Like Swayze's a pretty cool band too. I think that's the one that kind of like was that where most of the plaques came from, or where those plaques come from behind you?
No, I've got plaques from, not that plaques mean shit, right? Except for these sold a lot of records, right? So I guess they mean something.
They look cool. They look cool to me, bro. I'll take them if you don't want them. Like,
yeah, I mean guitars look cool too, though.
That's fair.
No, I've sort of been fortunate enough to work on a lot of great shit. You know, some where I was out in front and some where I'm under the radar, right? As a producer and a writer, not everyone knows what you've done, you know. But Swayze was sort of a massive, ride, right? We took a ride, and it was me and my partner, and I was out front, and we played all over the world. We had, top 10 album, a couple big singles, and it's, for me, it's just like a patch in my quilt.
That's a good way of looking at it, man. It's like it's a long ride.
It's a long fucking ride. You know what I mean? Like, and you're only as good as your last like hit. So I just sort of like I'm chapters, right? I can't really get content and just want to like spin the wheel on the same thing for a long time. I have to like ride a rocket, jump off, build a new one, ride that rocket, jump off, build a new one. It's just what keeps me excited.
That makes sense, man. Yeah, that makes sense. Like your soul stuff's really good too, man. Like that's actually how I reminded myself to hit you up last night. It's like Sunday Vibes was playing that. That's just like a chill song, man. Like that's like such a like your soul stuff has such a good sound. That's why when my first question was like, how are you not the biggest rock star? It just doesn't make sense to me when I hear your soul stuff. I'm just like, I don't know. You need billboards or something, man. Like you need like I don't know what you need a more aggressive marketing campaign or something because that music is like fucking on point, man.
Thank you, man. Like I think, listen, for shit to someone's got to spend a shitload of money to get things, on the sort of worldwide critical mass audience scale. And like I've been there and I've seen success there, but as an independent artist, I tend to like make music just for my soul and my audience that loves me, and like it'll find them, and that's a good example of it, because that song was, it's not like there was a huge marketing plan behind it, but it's one of my sort of better performing songs, strangely, and one of G Love's better performing songs at this point, who's also a legend and
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
I was a huge fan of growing up. Um, and good music will find ears, you
No,
know?
no, it's great music, man. Yeah, no, it's good stuff, dude. And like, and it's doing well in numbers. But I feel like when I see I may get in trouble for saying this, but I feel like when I see Michael Jackson have 500,000,000 listens, and I can't stand that shit. And then I see yours have like tens of thousands, which is still great. But it's just like I feel like you should have the 500,000,000, and Michael Jackson should have like what less. You know, it's like it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, listen, I don't. I think we're closing in on 500,000,000 of on songs overall catalog, but um, yeah, man, I don't like honestly. If one person like listens to my music on the daily, if one person gets married to one of my songs, if one person like my music is the soundtrack to their life, like I've done something pretty awesome.
No doubt. No.
And I don't like, success is determined in a lot of under a lot of criteria, right? And I'm blessed, and I make a living, a good one, making music, and I get to do what I love, and like I wouldn't change it.
That's the dream, man. No, that's kind of how I view my podcast. Like I just talk to like famous people for no reason, and like I don't have to like work for someone. You know, it's like that's the best feeling in the entire world. Like I don't have a boss. Like I'm just like no one's gonna
Oh,
fire.
and that's right there. That's the point, right? Like, so I'm an independent artist. I own my masters. I own my publishing. I am my own boss. And when I get a sync, it's mine. And I get to decide when I make a record. I get this, it's just like there's a
Freedom.
freedom to that, yeah, I've been on major labels and I've seen massive success there, but there's also it's like you either get like, you know, 10% of something or 90% of something, and how does that level out?
Right, right. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And like you came from a music background too. Like your father produced like some great albums as well, like Mamas and Papas in particular. But like, so what's that like coming from? Like, was there more pressure to be a badass artist, or did it just come natural, or like what?
Yeah, zero pressure. I don't even think there was pressure to pick up an instrument. Like my journey to music, like strangely, I mean, I soaked it in when I was little, and I think now looking back, I probably soaked in more than I realized. But my journey came via rap and hip hop. I fell in love with rap and hip hop, wanted to be a rapper. I lived where your background is. I lived on Maui. I don't know where that is, but I lived on Maui, and there was no one produced music on Maui, especially back then. Now every kid on earth has Logic and makes beats, right? Like no one did that back then. So I wanted to be a rapper. Then I was like, fuck, I got to learn how to make beats. Then I started making beats. Then I was like, hip hop's boring. I want to fucking pick up instruments and learn. And it became an insatiable appetite. And like, then I started my band White Star. And like, we were the biggest band that never made it. Is how I sort of classify us. And then I had one day, we had Mickey Avalon opened up for us, and I was like, damn, I can help this guy. Like this plays to everything I've done. This like taps into my hip hop, but also taps into my sort of rock side. And we made some records and had some hits for him. And that was sort of the journey just unfolded.
That's awesome. You brought up a lot of good points. Like first off, I'm actually trapped on an island against my will. I can't get off this island. And second off, like the kids have it so much better. I mean, you're a little bit older than me, but like the 20-year-olds, I'm like 34 or something. Like the 20-year-olds have it made because people buy music now. I think like you said, everybody's got production software now, and I think they have it made right now. No one bought music when I was 24. Like I mean, like people were selling music, but like way less.
Yeah, I think. Well, there was that period of time, right?
Yeah, like Napster to iTunes.
Everyone thought the industry was going to go under.
Yeah.
But the industry's not going to fucking ever go under. It's doing just fine, right? But then now streaming and the ability to put your own music up on streaming services and monetize that, like it's just been democratized, right? Like, yeah, when I started my first band, we couldn't just put music out. You had to go showcase for labels. That was the only way you were going to get music out, right? You weren't going to go to a fucking warehouse and press the CDs and like do whatever, right? You were like, okay, this is how it goes. We make some music. We rehearse 7 days a week, right? I rehearsed 7 days a week for 7 years. Like, you get good no matter what when you do that, right? Like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
that's sort of how you get good. And then we went and showcased, and then we got a record deal. Like, we got a huge record deal, and that record never even came out, right? Nowadays, you sort of circumvent that whole bullshit process. You put your music out, you grow an audience, and then the record labels come knocking, and you have more leverage and more sort of, you know, ownership of your shit. So it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a weird time right now too. Like, I think these have such an advantage. Then you produce some big music too. Like, yeah, Mickey Avalon. I'm negotiating to get him on the show right now too. He's in like Bali or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, he's fucking hilarious, man. Like you did some good music. Like, who were some other people you produced? Like, I knew Mickey already, but who else do you produce? It's
I mean, in that crew, I did 1980 for Dirt Nasty, which was a big sort of
That's
internet.
right.
A band called The Internet, where we got, you know, nominated for a Grammy for that.
Right.
Cody Simpson, fucking. Oh, I mean, it's a long list. Wiz Khalifa, fucking Vic Mensa, YG, fucking Unwritten Law. Like, I don't know, man. It goes
Badass.
the fucking list.
No, yeah. I'm like, can you read your resume to me right now?
Like, the funny thing is, like, I literally don't remember, and then I look and I'm like, damn, I did a lot of shit. Okay.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, you're always chasing the next thing, and then you look back, you're like, damn, there's probably some shit like
I mean,
that.
my goal in life is to amass a catalog that I am truly proud of music that like stands the test of time. And I always think, you know, I like to have like the first or second single on a record. If I don't have that, I like to have everyone's favorite song on the record, you know?
No, yeah.
I love to do whole albums too. Like, I really love to, which is kind of a lost art nowadays. So like, I just produced this rapper Young Pinch's album. I executive produced it, and there was a bunch of other producers on the project, but I got to oversee the whole project and touch every song. And I definitely like to help artists realize their full potential rather than a fragmented, like, let's get in and make a song thing. But I can do that too, you know?
Young Pitch makes sense because you look like Young Pinch. Like, I've never seen his face, so I'm not convinced it's not you. Like in music videos, his hair's always in front of his face and stuff. Like, no, he has the same style. Like, he has like a rap style of your soul. Yeah, I could see that working actually. That's interesting. He has some catchy ass songs too. Like,
yeah, no, he's brilliant, man. He's really brilliant. Really fucking like more like wise and conceptual and smarter than people probably, you know, than he leads on, right? As just a coming from SoundCloud rapper. He's actually way more than that. But we made a great record, and a lot of great features on that. A lot of great producers worked on it. And yeah, man, every now and then, like, artists just sort of wash up on my shore, and like, it's, you know, they either were fans of something that I did, or their management were fans and said like the same thing you said, like, this will just work. Like, I feel like this will work. You guys need to meet. And then, you know, I love like scoring for films. I love making, like, you know, songs for commercials and shit like that. That shit's fun, and no one knows about that shit. That shit's just sort of fun and like a big fucking check, which is nice too.
that's awesome. You know, someone told me this story. I'm not sure if this is true, but like, did you date Rod Stewart's daughter and she got a tattoo saying "Daddy's little girl loves Cisco"? Is that a true story?
It's a true story.
That's hilarious. Okay, no, it's like I heard that, but I didn't. I had to ask personally because I never know what the internet says or blah.
No, usually everything it says about me is true.
It's funny. You're the only one, I guess. Like, you're the only one that has the media only tells the truth about one person on this planet.
I had a good run. Let's just say I had a good run.
That's awesome. What was getting nominated for a Grammy like? What would that feel like?
Awesome. I mean, it was funny because I remember I was working on Cody Simpson's album Free, and we had just finished that, and it's a really good fucking album. We made a great album. We sort of like reinvented that kid, and he's actually brilliant, but he came from like a teen pop thing, and we sort of grew him up and turned him into like this rock star that he is. He's a ripping guitar player now, put a great band behind him, made this record. And I'm like, fuck, we're going to win a Grammy for this. Right. And then like the nominations come out, and I was in the studio working on a musical, and someone was like, hey, didn't you work on this album? And I'm like, oh yeah, I did. Okay, great. Like I nominated for something I didn't even think was gonna be the one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just never know. So like, that was awesome. I mean, that record, Ego Death, like, you know, was brilliant. I only worked on one song on it, but it was a collection of awesome people, and the internet's a brilliant group, and super talented individuals and collectively. And it was dope. I mean, I call my dad, my dad's won a shitload of Grammys, right? So like, and I've never had the issue with being in the shadow of what he's done. I've always tried to carve my own path, but it is nice when you get those sort of declarations that your path is something on its own, and everyone can like shut the fuck up about that shit.
Yeah, if I was nominated for a Grammy, I'd make everybody address me as that, like as doctor in front of my name. Like Grammy-nominated artist Anthony Rod. I would just that'd be my whole name.
You do get that. I mean, you introduced me like that.
I had to.
Yeah,
That's the rule. If you have your doctor do the same thing, if you do some dope shit, I have to tell people in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a rule.
They can't ever take that away from me. That being said, now I got to win one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was that Ricky? Did you see Ricky Gervais go off on those people? Maybe not a Grammy. It was some awards show. He just went off on them all, calling them like Jeffrey Epstein's friends and shit.
I did. I love fucking Ricky Gervais. He's fucking brilliant.
Dude, I didn't know if I liked him until that moment. That's when I found.
I've never been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. I just want to say that for the record.
You have to clarify these days, right? You have to be like, I'm not a shape-shifting reptilian.
Don't even know that motherfucker. Didn't know him, and I'm happy I didn't know him.
Yeah, it didn't sound like a fun guy. I don't know. Like, I'm not in the satanic death cult. I didn't go to Bohemian Grove. Like,
no. I'd probably go to Bohemian Grove if they invited me.
like, they won't answer my emails. I've been reaching out to the Illuminati for years. They're like,
is there a submission process or something?
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. I figure we need to get the Illuminati on here and ask them questions about it. Like why? What? Yeah. So where do you see yourself? What's your future like artistically? Like, what are you working on now? Where are you going? Like, kind of a cheesy question, but interesting.
No. I mean, I got a couple songs coming out right now, or shortly. I got a cool song I helped sort of did some additional production on for MI that's about to come out. I got a song with this girl, Ravenna Golden, who's kind of a new hyper pop artist who's really dope. I'm always going to make music, and there's always going to be new shit coming out. And like, I'm always going to put out shit for my soul. But like, for the last 9 months, I've been working on a company I built called No Cap that is a live stream concert company. And we started it obviously at the right time, strangely enough. And
that's genius.
We've done about 90 of these shows. We did the Foo Fighters, we did Machine Gun Kelly, G-Eazy, NoFX, Bad Religion, fucking on and on and on. And it's exciting because, some people might go like, live stream concert, what is that? And like, that's, yeah, we need it during COVID, but really there's a giant world out there of people who don't get to go to the Sunset Strip and see the fucking shows they want because they don't live in LA, right? There's a lot of people out there who don't get their favorite artists and don't get to play music. So we're bringing that to fucking people across the globe. And I think it's like, listen, everyone thought social media was weird when it started. Everyone thought online dating was weird when it started. Everyone thought the fucking internet was weird when it started, right? But
yeah.
like this is the start of something insane. And for artists to be able to do what they love, play music for a global audience and sell, look, we sold like 2.5 Staples Centers worth of tickets for the Foo Fighters at the Roxy, right? Like, that's like an aha moment for me. So I've been working on that, and that's like, for me, disrupting and sort of being at the convergence of technology and entertainment and like writing the new chapter is what really excites me
That's awesome. If you're not a millionaire, that's about to make you one. And
now.
that's a great idea.
We want the B on that one.
I would double your money, double down, and do comedy too, man. He's like, but that's a great fucking idea. I mean, but you like that. What you just said is like great. Honestly, I see that working very well, especially in a time like right now. And even what you pointed on, like saying how like no one, like Hollywood's a famous place. Like it is what it is. But like if you tape it, people around the world want to see that. You have kids in India. You have people around the world to see this stuff. And
yeah, no, 100%. So nocapshows.com is where you can go check out what we have on sale right now. I think we have Ziggy Marley coming up. We're doing 25 shows with Todd Rundgren, fucking legend right now. Shitload of great shows coming up, and it's, dude, it's fucking exciting. I wake up every day excited to get this shit, to get new bands on, expose new people to it, and bring music to people around the world.
No, that's awesome, man. And it's funny you brought up like how people didn't even understand the internet at first, because I was watching YouTube videos last night and like this like newscast was describing the internet to like people in the 90s, and it was like they were arguing over what the at symbol was. But they're like I think that means about, and like they're just like saying all weird shit and stuff. It was like no one understands anything, and people make fun of Walmart, and it's $1 billion company. Like it doesn't matter. People will shit talk anything. They'll project their insecurities onto whatever they want, and they're just describing themselves and their experience, not really what the product is.
Totally, and I've never gave a flying fuck about what people think, right? Like it's definitely like doesn't come into play. Like I do me and I do what I want to do, and it's done me well. So like fuck the world. Let me bring you music, guys. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. If I listened to people, I probably would have done nothing in my life either. That makes sense. Yeah, it's like people have bad advice.
Yeah. How do they know shit? Like I love it when people who ain't done shit are gonna tell people doing shit how to do shit.
Yeah, I know. I'd probably listen to like Lil Wayne if he critiqued my life or something. But that's about it. Like him and like
listen to almost anything Lil Wayne said.
Right. I'd be like taking notes. I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Okay. And then what else? What else after I'm an idiot?
Like maybe I am an idiot. Lil Wayne said so.
He said. Have you been to Elvis's house in Memphis, the Graceland?
Dude, I have not.
Dude, it's the most humbling situation I've ever seen in my life. I thought I was awesome until I went there and I saw his rooms full of gold and platinum records. Like he has rooms full of them.
I've seen that. Yeah, like I want to go there. I do want to go there. And I will get there. But Elvis is the fucking king, man. Come on.
They're so crazy. Like he had like rooms full of records.
My dog's name is Elvis. I don't know if that's me sort of like ruining his legacy or paying homage.
It depends on which part of Elvis. I mean, like, yeah, I'd say from 19 to his 30s, he was pretty good. But like the old fat Elvis, I don't know,
I love old fat Elvis. I love every Elvis. I don't give a fuck. Like, let the guy get old and fat and die on the toilet. What the fuck?
Fair. No, that was like literally the most humbling experience. Like he had like a garage full of like 30 cars or something, like a private plane, and then like rooms full of like records. I'm like, I'm a loser. Like fuck. Like I didn't even realize that till I saw Elvis's house. I felt it was like a very humbling moment.
Yeah. I got to take that pilgrimage. I got to get there.
Yeah. Sun Studios is out there too. Memphis is an interesting town, like musically. I think St. Louis is. I'm from St. Louis. I think St. Louis is too, but it's like we don't like brag about it.
I love St. Louis.
You've been in St. Louis?
Of course.
That's cool. No, I like this place a lot. Like
some Skyline dogs. I fucking what's the venue over there? Beautiful venue next.
Where's it at?
Sort of. It was the Hood, and it's not anymore.
That sounds like all of St. Louis. Like the last 10 years has been so renovated. Like it's like a different town.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, I played many fucking venues over there.
That's cool. I never even knew you played here. I would check that out, actually. That's interesting. Like, I didn't know that.
I love St. Louis.
No,
I love everywhere. I love eating. Once I stopped, like, being a hound dog, I started eating my way across the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget what this place is, but
no, that's real. Because like, I mean, that's probably why I brought up Memphis first. Like their barbecue, like their barbecue, like ruins me. Like I eat so many ribs there, and then I come back, I go anywhere else, and I'm like, I just want to eat ribs in Memphis all the time. Like,
yeah, but you guys have good barbecue too.
Kind of, but not compared to Memphis. I feel like there's good barbecue.
The thing about barbecue is like I like tasting the geography of barbecue.
Yeah, but Memphis ruins you though. I do too. Like I love different food, but it fucking sets the bar too high for you, man. Like some of those Beale Street restaurants or like just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
oh my god, it ruins my life. Oh, like you travel like where's like your favorite place to go to like when you're touring or whatever? Like
My favorite place to go to, I really love McAllen, Texas, strangely.
I've never even heard of that. What is that? Like, where's it at?
Down on, it's like a border town. And like when you play shows there, like, oh, I don't know if this happens anymore, but all the kids come up from Mexico, and
Oh,
it's this
cool.
beautiful mix of like humans just fucking here to like rage. And like when you get down there, not everything gets down there. So when you get down there, they're so happy to like, participate in the show and the culture and all that shit. I love Colorado. I love fucking Europe. I love everywhere.
No, it makes sense. I said no, but I figured you had some good ideas. I've never even heard of that town. That was
McAllen's really dope. Asheville, Carolina is fucking ridiculous. I like, I don't know, man. Fuck. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden gems.
no, it's
You know?
true. It's true.
Yeah.
I found Bolinas, California. It was like this town, it was like this town that was like shut off from like tourists and stuff until like GPS came out, and then they're already closed now. Like since COVID, they like put a sign up saying no outsiders and shit. Bolinas is like I think it's close to I think it's Bay Area basically. I think it's like up there, but it's like one of those like hidden weird towns. Like you have to drive through this like weird winding road, and we're like in a camper, and I'm like, oh my god, and the dumbest person alive is driving it, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. But once I got there, it's a beautiful view. It's like one of the most beautiful towns I've ever seen in my life.
Is it the one with like the mid-century modern architecture everywhere or no?
Yeah. It's like old, yeah. Like I did a comedy show like that, Somali's Saloon or something there. It was like this like Wild West looking saloon, and like a bunch of French tourists were there. It was like the best, and like
Amazing.
dude, yeah, it's like it sounds like a fucking dream or like I'm making it up. It sounds like dude, like this like, you know what I mean? It sounds like a made up story because it's so cool,
I
and like
love that.
the whole view was great too. Like it was just like this huge like open like bit. I don't know. That was one of those secret towns I found just like randomly like someone booked there, and I ended up just saying I'm like
Is
duh.
it along the one?
Do what?
Is it along the one up there? The one?
The road. I know what road you're talking about. I didn't drive. I was on too many edibles. We had some moron driving a camper. Like I'm just being honest. Like I was just fucking like I was just staring at my phone and out the window kind of. I didn't really fucking pay. I was just, you know what I mean. I'm a terrible driver. I wouldn't have trusted myself.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm
No,
trying
it's a
to.
weird back road. I can actually look up. I can actually probably look it up. But I'm in a way further place than you. So I'd be like St. Louis. But yeah, no, it was a weird fucking town. Like have you been there?
I don't know. I might have.
Well, it sounds like you knew the architecture. That's what threw me off. I'm like,
I've been everywhere, I think.
every, I've seen every inch of this planet.
I've been on tour for fucking 15 years. You've seen all the major cities and everything in between.
Yeah, and then you chase food. That makes sense because like that's the only thing left after you've experienced everything. You're like,
And there's so much great like food. Like I'd love to do like an Anthony Bourdain type show about like the food on tour. Like
well, that would kill if you produced your own music and put that together. That actually kill because
you
like, everyone eats
also
food.
only when you tour, you have a circle of like how far you can go on foot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the bus is parked, and you're like, ask a local, point me to your favorite spot. Let me go eat like you. You know?
Yeah. No, I'm getting a bus and like I'm getting like a moped. I have a moped already, so I'm gonna have the moped on the back so I get off in these towns. I could go further.
That's fire.
No, yeah, I just thought of that like the other day. I was like, we're getting like a school bus turned into an RV. Not the other day, but a couple months ago. We've been planning this actually, but I act like I just thought of it. No, like it's like a plan I had that's about to come to fruition. It's like we like just funding and buying a school bus turned into an RV and like just traveling and shit right now.
Nice.
Like nothing else going on. Like I don't know.
Well, I think everyone will be traveling hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, you need your Dr. Fauci permission slip, and then you could Dr. Fauci signed permission slip to go get some fucking chicken or something. I don't know.
Yep.
It's crazy. What's so there's a lot of silver lining in this period too. I think a lot of creative people putting out a lot of good stuff, and like people had time with their family. So I think there's a lot of silver lining, but it's just outside of it's nuts. Like I said.
Yeah, I mean, we're humans. We adapt strangely, right? And
Yeah.
it was definitely. I have a 7-year-old kid, and like, it's nice to spend the last 9 months every day with him. Like,
You're like I learned his name this year.
that's
Sorry.
I mean, not even like joking about it, like I would not have spent that much time just because things would have taken me away, and like being forced to do that, and not even forced, but like having the blessing and the opportunity to do that and share 3 meals a day and like just immerse yourself in family is like awesome. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
No, that's all. Yeah, that's great silver lining to this whole thing. I think. And I see a lot of people creating stuff. Then like Mickey Avalon on Instagram is just like doing shows and partying in Bali. Basically, I'm like, that fucking genius. I'm like,
Bali, I know.
That fucking genius. I'm like,
it's weird. I have friends in Hawaii. Hawaii's even a different world right now because when you're on an island, you can close it off. So like,
yeah.
In LA, we can't do that. Everyone can get in from 5 million sides of this thing to get in.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
You're in LA, I guess?
I'm in Malibu, yeah.
What's your address? You like to say it. And your favorite credit card number for the viewers, like.
Yeah, my favorite credit card number is someone else's.
That's real. That was a real answer. I wasn't expecting a real answer. That's good. So are you born and raised in LA, or like
I was born and raised in LA. I'm one of the few. And then when I was 9, my mom split and we went to Hawaii. I grew up in Maui from 9 to I graduated high school in Maui. Then came back here. I try not to leave the boo. I toured for so long that like staying home is like fucking awesome.
Yeah, touring's like really fun when you're young. And then like I got a girlfriend and I'm just like, I don't really want to leave my house, like mostly. It's like
I did it real well. I played all the stages all the way up. I don't need to like go do them again.
Well, that's the good thing about being a producer. You could like live vicariously through your own songs. You put together a song and they tour for you.
Do it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a young man's game, I think. I think it's interesting as a young man. Like I did a lot of comedy tours and stuff. Like it was fun at a time, and like I'm not saying I wouldn't do it again if like I'll probably book shows again. But I'm saying like I don't know. This podcast is so much easier. Like I just set up wherever. You can't even tell where I'm at.
That's what we're talking about. Like you can reach people and be funny like this.
Right.
I'm not saying you're funny, but like
I'm not.
You could be if you figured it out.
One day I'm gonna try to be. It's my dream to tell a joke one day. I'd like to be funny one day.
No, but like it's awesome that you can do that, right? Like you can and your destiny's in your own hands.
Oh, exactly. Like I have like sponsors texting me like they're still trying to buy stuff while I'm talking to you. It's great. Like I'll be driving around and just collecting Venmo money for no reason. It's like I mean I worked for it. Don't get me wrong. I built this thing for like a couple of years, but I mean it took a second to build. But I mean, right now, I mean, I'm just like people are just mailing me food. Like I buy half my groceries at this point. I got a sponsor send me free food, protein shakes, hot sauces, like. And then I was driving around like Friday, Venmo. I made like $150 just running errands. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, it's lucky as fuck right now. I mean, I'm blessed. I mean, like in this moment, but I mean, who knows how long anything lasts, you know?
Yeah, it's good. You're building something, and it's yours.
Yeah, there's no like real titans of radio right now. I think like Alex Jones got deplatformed. Howard Stern's like really old, and like passing the guard's happening. I think Joe Rogan messed up by signing to Spotify. So I mean, exclusivity is not smart right now in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like you're right. The new guard will be born right now. You know,
right. And the people like myself that worked like 10 years in their 20s to get here are almost there. It's like that point that Bo's almost like go. You know, it's like this weird like time. And I feel it. I mean, like guys like you on the show. I mean, that's like crazy. You know what I mean? Like you're a huge producer. That's like insane that this is even happening. You know what I mean? Like it's like a Wayne's World moment. Like we're not worthy. It's like
now we're homies. You got my fucking number. Like we're chilling, bro. We've gone over the hump. You know what I mean?
We're getting married next week, actually. Yeah, this is getting serious. We're getting married, actually. We're
adopting a child.
Yeah, and a puppy.
Poor thing is just really gonna grow up fucking demented.
Yeah. It's an Instagram love story, but no, but like it's like legendary, man. Like you've done so much shit, and like like it's crazy, like how this is even coming to fruition. Like this whole experience is crazy, like entertainment. You know, it's like it's a fun thing. Like what was like kind of like I feel like my moment's happening every day where I'm kind of like, did that just happen? It's fucking like what was that like for you? Like was it like you probably started out the same kind of way in your 20s, kind of figuring shit out. Like what was your moment? You're just like, holy shit! Like people take me seriously. They call me like sir or something. You know, it's like one of those moments like.
That's interesting. I don't know, man. There's just so many, but I'm like, I always knew. I just knew, like, I was put here to do some shit. Like, you know, like it was written, and I just had to like realize it.
No, that's real. Yeah, like I never even looked for a job really. I don't think. like,
Yeah, I
like
mean, I think I sold. I was I delivered pizza for this place that delivered uncooked pizza to you to cook. That was like a
yeah.
fad at one point. I did one day, one half a day's work because I wanted to buy an eighth of weed, and I just was like, I'm gonna get a quick job today and get enough money to fucking get the weed.
That's hilarious.
That's the only job I've ever had in my life.
Do you
I
still
actually
smoke weed?
I I interned at Loud Records when I was, fuck man, I must have been 17, and I rolled blunts. That was basically my job. I rolled blunts for like Wu-Tang. I rolled blunts for like, it was crazy.
That's the best networking ever. That's the
Dude,
genius.
I haven't smoked weed since March
March. Okay.
because I quit onset of Corona. I quit so I wasn't gonna have to go to the store because I when I smoke like 6 a.m. to fucking midnight, bong hit every 2 minutes. So like when I hit the year mark, I'm back. But I gave myself a year, which is nice.
Yeah, you like remember where your car keys are and stuff now?
It's funny because I'm no different at all.
That's weird.
Like,
That's the weird. That's weird.
There's absolutely no difference. Like it's really like I might as well have been smoking fucking oxygen at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I don't smoke, I like complete sentences more. I use like less slang. I know where everything's at. Like I change slightly. Like
Yeah, I don't think well, no, there was like, yeah, the withdrawals are fucking gnarly actually. I was like,
oh, mental. Yeah.
and night sweats and like, because I smoke a lot, probably more than I needed to.
I can tell by your haircut. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
No one with long hair doesn't smoke a lot of weed.
we're twins.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Like my beard's almost as long as your hair. I think. Like.
Yeah, no, I'll be back though. I love weed. I think weed's awesome.
Yeah, I just been eating my weight in edibles like lately. I just
I
like.
hate edibles. I will not do edibles.
Yeah, I like it because it takes it too far, and I like that too far aspect.
I don't like that, and
I can tell by your face.
And then I always want to smoke anyway, and then it's just too much.
Yeah. See, like
But
the first time.
I'll eat some mushrooms. I'll eat some fucking, mescaline, acid.
Like, do you have anything actually? Like, you're like, sorry, like, what do you? Yeah. But no, it's like, I feel like edible. Like, I know what you're saying about the edible things. Like, the first time you do too much of it, you're like, oh my god, unfiltered everything. Like, I don't want to know all these things almost about myself. That it's like suppressed. It's a bunch of suppressed shit, a bunch of other things, and then like I just keep doing it.
That's healthy. That's healthy. You want to know all those things about yourself that make you uncomfortable.
No, that's exactly. Yeah, I agree. And I take it further. I feel like I just like I pretty much eat those all day. Like I feel like the lung damage from chain smoking joints all day. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna die in a stupid way?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And like your skin and your eyes and like whatever. Though I'm ready for a nice bong hit on March 11th.
I'm gonna get you to relapse on this podcast.
It won't even be a relapse. I just took a break.
I know. I'm just talking.
Good to know every now and then that you can take a break.
No, that's real. And they make it sound like that, like everything. You can't just enjoy your life without feeling guilty for it. So relapse is a strong word in a negative way.
Also, like I'm not a vegan, but I eat probably 90% vegan. But like when I want a steak, I'm gonna have a fucking steak, and like I don't need to be classified as any sort of title. Like I just need everyone to like mind their own fucking business. Why do you need to give me a title about what I eat? You know what I mean?
You're gonna be canceled from LA for not being vegan. Like that's a bold statement in Los Angeles.
I had tofu. I have probably tofu and plant-based food. 25 days a month.
I think LA makes you eat healthy because everybody like when I was in LA, everyone had a 6-pack but me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, I'm like a Missouri
6-pack of beer.
Yeah, I'm like a Missouri 7, but an LA 4. Like I realized when I go there, I was like the only one pale and like without a 6-pack. I'm like, damn, I definitely got here with my words.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Nah, yeah, I like eating healthy. I'm not a freak about it though. Like, you know what I mean? Again, I don't need a trophy for how I eat. I don't need a badge.
Yeah, it's not a sense of identity. Yeah, it's not.
No,
yeah.
I'll do what I want. If there's a fucking awesome, like what happened was I was a vegetarian for 8 years when I was touring, and like I was missing out on the food of where I was going, and that was killing me, right? And then like I went to New Orleans and I couldn't eat a fucking po' boy, and like things like that like were bugging me. So that's what broke me the first time. So now I'm like, okay, I'll eat mostly healthy, but if I want something, I'm gonna fucking eat it.
No, that's how I feel too. I eat like 2 healthy meals a day. Then like I eat whatever the fuck I want for the third meal. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
that's how you look like a balding fat Irishman. No, it's just funny like giving diet advice.
What do you mean? You look like a Viking who's about to take over an island.
I was downplaying how cool I am. Thanks for reminding me. No, I do. I look like I've been trapped here. Seriously, though. I haven't get off this island in years. Like I don't even know how I got here. I can't get off this island.
You should probably dress the part for the island for the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about dressing homeless and asking for spare change. Like I first like this isn't actually a podcast. I was wondering if you had any extra dollars or cents or.
We're halfway there, my man.
Yeah, I got the island and the beard. I just need. I always think about panhandling like with this beard. Like I don't know.
You might do well.
Yeah, maybe better than this podcast. Like if you don't see any episodes uploaded, I found a better gig.
No, it might be an easier gig. Just go stand on the road, fucking, with a well-drawn sign.
Yeah, like I will not buy drugs. That's all it says.
Yes, a liar.
Just lie straight to their face. I feel like like when I travel, I get fucked up with the homeless people sometimes. I get that drunk. I'll just like because they're the only ones that stay up past like fucking 1 o'clock or something when I'm trying to drink. So I'll end up like I'm just kicking it with some crazy ass people like when I'm traveling. Like
I've been there. There's people, man. They got stories.
Yeah, man. They're the only people with the same amount of free time I have.
Yeah.
like they're almost my default friends because everybody else is like doing
like,
a bunch.
They're like, bro, I gotta go. They're like, dude, I have to go.
Yeah, I have things to do. I'm a functioning adult, and I'm like, I can't relate to that. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang out with this guy. He didn't have a job. Like, he's got nowhere to go. And I'm like, hey, he'll never, he'll never walk away. I was joking. It's a weird argument. You're gonna get canceled from LA for being on the show now. No one's gonna work with you again. I think.
No, I'm uncancelable.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Like, what do you think about all these people, like all these witch hunts or whatever? That's what I call them. But
I have no comment.
You're like, I'm trying to live in LA still.
I have no comment. I worry about me.
Yeah. I think if you had a comment, you have a bunch of people with pitchforks on your lawn.
Yeah, I mean, I
get them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather discuss the positive attributes of our society.
No, it's real. It creates better energy and vibrations. That's true.
Yeah.
And negativity just creates pain. Yeah, that's real. That's real. That answer impressed me. You're an adult. Like I realize that every time I talk to you more. I'm like, this guy is actually an adult. I'm like, I'm not used to that. I'm barely there. So I'm like a pampered teenager in my 30s still. I feel like it's like.
You'll get there, brother. You'll get there. I'm not an adult. I'm Peter Pan, but I also have evolved a little.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that by that answer. I'm like, that was a really fucking mature answer.
I know I'm like an energy. We're all energy fields, and like, if you wake up and you say thousands of positive things in your head every day, positive shit's gonna happen to you.
Well, yeah, and you push it off on other people too. It's transferable. Like the energy you create.
I want everyone to reach their highest potential. I want everyone to win. I want to like be of service, and just exist awesomely.
That's real. I think it's the goal of everybody. Everybody does have that potential. I agree. Everyone's like a genius at what they do if they like focus.
I've always said that. I feel like everyone's born a genius, and then it has to be brought out.
Yeah.
Right? And some people are either closed off, or some people are put in bad situations. Okay, good. I was making sure I wasn't missing something. To not have their genius realized, right? And like, I was never told you can't. And I was never like told like, I don't think I went to college, but I don't think there's probably even a record of me going to the school, right? Like I left in the middle of the night just to pursue my fucking dream, and like, I don't know, just fucking go get it.
That's right? Awesome. That's real. Yeah, no one's gonna do it for you. You gotta do it for sure. And the thing is, everyone's got an excuse or a sad story, and it's just like I don't care. It's like everyone does. It's like myself and I don't want to. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about that shit. Just work harder.
If you zoom in on anyone, there's struggles and fucking gnarly days and gnarly months and gnarly years, and like, you know, my shit has not been easy, but it's easy to be grateful.
No, that's real. That's real. And I think a lot of people waste their. I think they get scared or something and don't take that leap to work for themselves or whatever. Not everybody can work for themselves. Society would collapse, I guess, if everybody had their own company, probably. So I mean, I hope a lot more.
I don't disagree, and like, you know, thank them for their service, right, and for being that. I do like when people do whatever they do on 11.
Yeah, same. That's what.
I don't care what you do, just do it on 11, right?
Yeah. And even like no, I go to Taco Bell quite a bit up the road, and like everybody, I like thank them nonstop for. I'm like, thank you so much for making these taco supremes, and they look at me like I'm crazy every time. But I like mean it. I'm like, thank you for existing,
dude. When I find people that are just doing whatever they're doing on like 11, I fucking hire them.
That's real. That's real.
I draft them up. Like I'm like, dude, you're just awesome, and let's go. Let's see how you do it at the next level.
Yeah, you're like the best coffee grabber of all time, Derek. Like you're like you're so good at grabbing coffee, bro.
I'm
just joking.
I have an incubator out here called Cocoon Malibu that's like accelerator incubator for young musicians and emerging artists. And my guy who manages it was the barista at the coffee spot I saw every day. And one day I was like, yo, bro, like, I see people come to get coffee to talk to you like a bartender. Like,
smart.
You have such strong social game that, like, you want to get drafted? And I drafted him up.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're like, now he's a bartender in my bar in my house.
No, he's my own personal barista.
We all got dreams, man. No. I know. I'm just talking shit for fun. I know you're sincere, dude. I'm just fucking around.
No worries.
Yeah. We have to clarify for listeners and shit. But yeah, do you want to throw out any like social media stuff before we get down here? I feel like it's going like for 9 more hours, but right, fanboy you and ask you about music and stuff. But I feel like if you want to throw any social media thing.
Social media, fuck. Cisco Adler on the IG, Mr. Cisco Adler on the tweet. Other than that, fucking be careful, but Google me. You might go down some wormholes, but let's I'd love to share my creations with all of you.